Joseph L. White was born on December 19, 1932 and died on November 21, 2017. He was professor of psychology and psychiatry at the University of California, Irvine and godfather of the field of black psychology. Dorothy Lee and Joseph L. White. At a very young age, his family moved to Minneapolis, where they remained until White's mother sent him to San Francisco to live with his aunt after completing high school. White only dreamed of becoming a waiter, but his aunt, Reverend Margaret Brown, suggested that he go to college. His first wife and mother to his 3 children, Lori, Lisa, and Lynn, was Myrtle Escort White. His second wife of over 30 years was Lois White. White died on the 21st of November 2017 from a heart attack on a plane while flying to visit his family in St. Louis, Missouri for Thanksgiving. Joseph White received his BA from San Francisco State University, and his Ph.D. in clinical psychology at Michigan State University in 1961. When he went to San Francisco State, the total cost of admission for him was $14.25. College was so affordable at that time in California that if a student did not have the money at that moment, the student could sign a waiver promising to pay the current tuition and fees the next semester. White was always a good athlete in high school, and that earned him a job working at a playground in a city neighborhood. This is where he found his love for psychology. Ivan Pavlov was an influential psychologist for White, and he was very interested in learning about the unconscious mind. This would probably be his earliest influence in regards to psychology. After he finished at San Francisco State, White served 24 months in the military. He did not immediately get accepted into graduate school. Luckily, San Francisco State was creating a master's program and agreed to admit him to the program and help him gain admission to a doctorate program. 2 years later, he was accepted at Michigan State. White recalled the reactions of people in psychology to him as hesitant, since he was the only Negro at the program. People did not think that Negro students had the advanced capacity to do graduate-level work. He attempted to get some of his required classes waived because of his work at San Francisco State, but Michigan State would not honor this request. He was well-rounded and took many classes in his major at San Francisco, and as a result ended up at the top of his class at Michigan State. While his main field of study was clinical psychology, Dr. White focused a lot of his attention on aiding and supporting disadvantaged students of color in their path to acquire knowledge by developing curriculum that caters to the needs of students of color. In his quest to reform the education system, White rejects the use of white middle-class norms in determining the standards of education. While at California State University, Long Beach, White helped in establishing the Educational Opportunities Program, EOP, which became a program implemented across the California State University campuses. In 1968, White helped found the Association of Black Psychologists along with a few other black psychologists during the 1968 conference of the American Psychological Association. We cannot depend on them to define us. We have to take charge and define ourselves. We need to build our own psychology. This quote was a result of the meeting of those few black psychologists who saw a need for change in how psychology is applied to blacks. During this same time, while serving as a professor and dean of undergraduate studies, White yielded to the needs of the students in helping to establish the first Black Studies program during the 1968 strike at San Francisco State University. In addition to his research, Joseph White was a professor who had been a practicing psychologist as well as a consultant. White had worked as a psychologist to 5 hospitals and 3 clinics in Southern California, and over the years had served as a consultant for school districts, universities, private organizations, drug prevention programs, and government agencies.